Hey there, Reds. Welcome to Manchester United Daily Updates, your daily hub for all things Manchester United. From transfer news to match, updates and behind-the-scenes stories, we've got it all. Let's get started.
Manchester United fans, get ready. Fire Rasmus Højlund has revealed the teammate he loves playing with. Handshake soccer ball. Meanwhile, Ruben Amorim is making big transfer moves, with a four-man striker shortlist and a surprising Amad Diallo U-turn. Rocket, will Man United land a new goal-scoring star this summer? Let's dive into all the latest Red Devils updates. Red Circle High Voltage, stay tuned. Rasmus Højlund says he loves playing with surprise Man United star who complements his qualities. Rasmus Højlund ended a 22-game goalless run with an impressive strike during Manchester United's 3-0 win over Leicester City. Manchester United have been struggling up front this season, with goals difficult to come by across the campaign. Ruben Amorim would have been very glad to see his team score 7 goals across the last 2 games, and even more relieved that Rasmus Højlund finally managed to get on the scoresheet. The Danish centre-forward has been criticized heavily for going longer than 20 games without a goal. In some games he would rarely get a sniff, in others he'd miss gilt-edged chances. It doesn't help that the burden has been placed on the 22-year-old to lead the line for a struggling United side, but fans will hope that he can build on that goal against the Foxes after the international break. Højlund loves playing with surprise United star. Rasmus Højlund ended a 22-game goalless run with an impressive strike during Manchester United's 3-0 win over Leicester City. Manchester United have been struggling up front this season, with goals difficult to come by across the campaign. Ruben Amorim would have been very glad to see his team score 7 goals across the last 2 games, and even more relieved that Rasmus Højlund finally managed to get on the scoresheet. The Danish centre-forward has been criticized heavily for going longer than 20 games without a goal. In some games he would rarely get a sniff, in others he'd miss gilt-edged chances. It doesn't help that the burden has been placed on the 22-year-old to lead the line for a struggling United side, but fans will hope that he can build on that goal against the Foxes after the international break. Højlund loves playing with surprise United star. Earlier in the season, Højlund was rotating with Joshua Zirkzee as the lone striker, but he is now the only senior option for the position. Zirkzee has moved deeper to play in the number 10 position under Amorim, which has proven to be a great success for the player. Chido Obi is now the only backup striker to Højlund. Ironically, the contrasting playstyles of the two forwards works well together in the same team, and Højlund believes that as well. Obviously, we didn't get to play too much together at the beginning of the season, but now he's starting to play in a different role or position, so playing together with him is very nice, he said on the weekend. I think competition is a good thing, but I think we also support each other's qualities very well. I love playing with all. Man United draw up 4-man striker shortlist for Ruben Amorim ahead of summer transfer window. Manchester United looks set to be busy in the upcoming transfer window despite their finances, and are looking to reinforce Ruben Amorim's frontline amidst a difficult season. Manchester United have 4 strikers on their shortlist ahead of the summer transfer window. The Red Devils have struggled in front of goal this year and netted just 37 times in 29 Premier League outings, leaving them in 13th position. The club's win over Leicester at the weekend saw Rasmus Højlund score to end a 21-match streak without finding the net. A new centre-forward has long been touted to be on the agenda following Ruben Amorim's arrival. With limited funds available in January, United only saw Patrick Dorgu and Aiden Heaven arrive, however, after significant spending last summer. Despite the club's financial difficulties, it seems there is some willing to support Amorim in the forward position, with no option appearing cheap. Reports suggest Hugo Ekitike of Eintracht Frankfurt, RB Leipzig's Benjamin Sesko, and on-loan Galatasaray star Victor Osimhen are all under consideration, in addition to Sporting CP ace Victor Gyökeres. Gyökeres may draw particular interest given he has already worked with Amorim. The Portuguese coach partnered with the Swede to earn a league title for Sporting last term as the forward plundered goals. The former Coventry star has continued to find the net at an impressive rate and bagged 40 goals and 10 assists in 41 appearances this term, averaging more than a goal a game in Liga Portugal. Sporting's president Frederico Varandas has already played it coy over a possible summer exit. Speaking in February, he said, Gyökeres was leaving in the summer a year ago, a year and a half ago. Gyökeres was going to leave, anyway. We were champions and he was already leaving. He added, in January it was impossible and it remains so. I'm not going to add to it. It's already very media-driven and it's not worth talking about the summer market. However, Ebola claimed Gyökeres' interest would lie away from Old Trafford. The 26-year-old is said to prefer a transfer to rivals Liverpool, Arsenal or Manchester City ahead of an inevitable summer exit. United co-owner has offered caution in how the club will build a squad for head coach Amorim. While critiquing the Red Devils' recent business, the Ineos chief last week suggested it would take time to build a more prudent team. Some are not good enough and some probably are overpaid, he said. But for us to mold the squad that we are fully responsible for and accountable for will take time. We've got this period of transformation where we move from the past to the future. There are some great players in the squad as we know. The captain is a fabulous footballer. We definitely need Bruno Fernandes. He's a fantastic footballer. Ruben Amorim, seriously considering a mad U-turn after Man United chiefs identify new transfer priority. Amad had been one of the most impressive Manchester United players under Ruben Amorim before he suffered injury last month. Manchester United decided to sack Erik ten Hag earlier this season and replace him with Ruben Amorim, who took charge in November last year. The Portuguese boss immediately implemented a new system at Old Trafford and many players have had difficulties adapting to the demands. Amad was one of the only players to thrive for the new head coach, playing at right wing-back and in the front three. The Ivorian star made 20 appearances under Amorim, scoring 6 goals and providing 5 assists, before suffering a serious ankle injury in training last month. When he returns to action, the 22-year-old is expected to be a key player for Amorim heading into an important season next term. Amorim considering Amad U-turn at United. Amad had been one of the most impressive Manchester United players under Ruben Amorim before he suffered injury last month. Manchester United decided to sack Erik ten Hag earlier this season and replace him with Ruben Amorim, who took charge in November last year. The Portuguese boss immediately implemented a new system at Old Trafford and many players have had difficulties adapting to the demands. Amad was one of the only players to thrive for the new head coach, playing at right wing-back and in the front three. The Ivorian star made 20 appearances under Amorim, scoring 6 goals and providing 5 assists, before suffering a serious ankle injury in training last month. When he returns to action, the 22-year-old is expected to be a key player for Amorim heading into an important season next term. Amorim considering Amad U-turn at United. Amad had played almost half of his games under Amorim as a wing-back and the other half as one of the 2 number 10s and impressed in both of those roles. It was anticipated that he would permanently move to the front line next season, with United set to bring in Giovanni Quenda in the summer window to play behind him. However, surprise reports last week revealed that Chelsea have swooped in to sign Quenda from under the nose of United's chiefs. Now, Give Me Sport reports that Amorim is seriously considering a U-turn with Amad's position going forward at Old Trafford, with the player likely to play more often as the wingback when he returns to action. Instead of looking for a direct replacement for Quenda in the transfer market, the report states that Amorim and United Chiefs are prioritizing finding another option for the front line to play in front of Amad. Amad needs to be involved for United. Amad had been one of the most impressive Manchester United players under Ruben Amorim before he suffered injury last month. Manchester United decided to sack Erik ten Hag earlier this season and replace him with Ruben Amorim, who took charge in November last year. What I'm here for, Rasmus Højlund stakes Manchester United claim amid striker transfer hunt. Rasmus Højlund has broken his goal drought as Man United striker and backed himself to succeed under Ruben Amorim as the club attacking reinforcements this summer. It didn't quite beat the first time, but Rasmus Højlund's 13th Premier League goal for Manchester United still carried plenty of emotion. The Danish striker has banished the doubters once again to end his barren run in front of goal. It took Højlund 15 games to register his first league goal for United last season. He scored against Aston Villa on Boxing Day to begin a run that turned a famine into a feast. But his second campaign has been even tougher than his first, and as the 22-year-old bore down on goal at the King Power Stadium on Sunday night, It had been more than 22 hours since he last scored for United in any competition. It didn't look like it when he used his weaker right foot to slam a shot into the far corner of Mads Hermansen's goals, sparking jubilant celebrations amid teammates and United staff. A reminder of the popularity of the £72 million striker at the club. Relief was etched on Højlund's face, and he admitted that the goal had meant a lot to him. I don't think it was like the first time when I scored against Aston Villa, but obviously I was very happy and still am, he said. I see it as a good step on the way, but I just want to keep improving and keep being better. I know I'm not finished the article or what you say over here, but I just want to keep going and keep becoming even better, and I'm sure I'll get even better and score even more goals if I just focus on that. Højlund insists his role in the team isn't solely about goals, but admits his 8th of the season will give him a confidence boost for the run-in. That double on December 12th against Victoria Plzen was the end of a run of 5 goals in 4 games, and shows that Højlund can certainly get on a hot streak. The Europa League is now the prize United are chasing this season, and Højlund has saved some of his best performances in red for the European stage. Winning that competition will secure United a route back into the Champions League, which is vital for financial reasons as much as footballing ones. It would certainly offer Ruben Amorim a considerable boost to his budget ahead of a summer window in which he is expected to reshape his squad to fit his 3-4-2-1 system. Højlund will be aware that competition for his place will likely increase, with another striker near the top of his wish list this summer and Victor Gyökeres, Victor Osimhen and Liam Delap all under consideration. Højlund is adamant he has the tools to thrive under Amorim, however. He backs his pace as an asset in the head coach's system and with the demands he places on his center forward. He wants me to stretch the pitch. I think that's quite obvious. Get me into the channels and keep the center backs occupied, he said.